Hi, wanted to talk to you today about the importance of comparable evidence, or comparables as they're more commonly known in the property transaction process, and ensuring that you don't get your fingers burnt by paying an unrealistic price for a property. So comparables are important because the asking price for a property is not necessarily the value of that property. It can be determined, say, by an overzealous estate agent or an inexperienced estate agent, or it could be determined by a vendor who's got unrealistic expectations as to what the price of that property is. So it's really, really important when you acquire properties to ensure that you look for comparable properties that have transacted within the last 6 months to ensure that you're paying the true value of the property. Things to consider when you're doing this is you need to be comparing like for like in terms of property type. So obviously, if it's a 3-bed semi-detached, you want to be looking for 3-bed semi-detached, not, say, terraced. Additionally, you need to make sure that you are comparing houses of similar size. As cost per square foot will actually decrease as the actual size of the house increases, and will increase as the size of the house decreases. So it's important that you're looking at a square footage that is similar to the property that you're looking to acquire. Additionally, you want to be looking at things like the amenities in the immediate area are similar, and that there's no upgrades on the properties that you're comparing. So, say for instance, you may have a three-bed semi-detached house, and you're comparing it to one which is 4 doors down, but it's actually got a loft conversion. So a loft conversion would typically result in a material change in the value of the property, so it's not really a like-for-like comparison. Additionally, watch out for things even in the real immediate area that can skew the price. An example I can give that we nearly got caught on was we were looking at a development up in the northwest of England on a coast, in a coastal part of that region. And the agents had given us a very attractive GDV with a very attractive average unit price for 1 and 2 bed apartments. Further scrutiny showed us that we were actually our development, the one that we were looking at, was situated just 1 road away from the coastal road. So immediately in front of them was a whole load of apartments which overlooked the sea, which obviously meant that there was a premium attached to those apartments. Once you actually stripped out those apartments, the actual average unit cost and the GDV dropped significantly, and the deal didn't look as attractive as the agent had presented. Locations key, as I mentioned, you want to be looking 1/4 of a mile, 1/2 a mile tops. It should be, as recent as possible, 3 to 6 months being the ideal. And it needs to be a sold price. Don't look at the asking prices on Zoopla or Rightmove. That goes back to what I was saying about estate agents and vendors having unrealistic expectations. It needs to be properties that have actually transacted. It's not only important in terms of the valuation process, it's also important it can be a very useful tool in terms of being able to negotiate a decent price off a vendor by being able to give them comparables that show that the value of the property is in the region that you're talking about, as opposed to, what their expectations may be. And it will also save you a lot of time as well, because you don't want to go down the road of, getting surveyors out, getting finance companies involved, only to find out the property isn't worth what you thought it was. It's far better to do that at the beginning and stop wasting that time. So, yeah, it's a really crucial part of the process, and something that you really shouldn't be progressing on a property unless you can come up with decent comparables from reliable data sources.